Welcome back, everybody. You got Will and Iron Man here from the Block Runner MetaZone, Rovi and MScribe, and today we're going to be talking about our blue friend, Sonic.
He's blue indeed, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot of blue out there. Every time I look at X, Twitter,
Yes.
it's like sad days are still upon us.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a different kind of blue. You know, Democrats.
Oh,
you know, they're out
Yeah.
there also on Twitter making a lot
Good
of
point.
noise these days. You know,
Good point, good
it's
point.
quite the blue wave happening.
yeah, we were just talking about that, yeah.
Yeah. Don't if you see like a Tesla symbol on that
Yeah.
shelf, remember that was acquired I guess,
Before.
before everybody realized Elon was this evil man, right? That's the meme of the day.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you saw a bumper sticker of that, too.
yeah.
Like, it exists for real.
Yeah, if you drive a Tesla, which you do, be cautious because there's people out there, they're actually out to get you.
Yeah, I need to get that bumper sticker.
You should probably get those like spokes, you know, like those
Oh,
cars
yeah.
that has spikes on the wheels.
Yeah, yeah.
So nobody like rams you off the road, you know.
Correct.
It's getting that violent out there, but
Yeah, what are those called? Elbows?
I don't know. Fucking
Yeah, I was like,
ask Paul Wall or
Oh,
like,
yeah, yeah.
Slim Thug. They know.
I'll send him a message.
Okay, but we're talking about a different blue, right?
Correct. Yeah. Now we're talking about Sonic.
Sonic blue.
Yeah, the blockchain.
Yeah, because we got to check in on Sonic from time to time, right? It's Andre Cronje's birth child.
Correct.
I think maybe second birth child. I
Never
guess at this
fade
point.
Andre.
No, we're making the active measures not to do that this cycle, just in case he manages to pull off like a miraculous,
Yeah.
like you know,
Yeah.
championship-esque crypto.
Resurrection
slam
of,
dunk.
of new blockchains.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're going to see some miraculous activity happening here.
Okay.
All right, but let's start with the market cap here. So we're looking at, wow, 1.9 billion, dude.
Yeah. Well, you say wow, but others are saying like
It's nothing.
lame.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to, you know, it's like, hey, we got like, what's up these days? Like Cardano and stuff. Like, what is it? Probably like 15 billion or something.
Right.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah. Layer 1 blockchains.
Yeah, in the competitive realms of L1 blockchains, this is like mid, right?
Yeah.
But people are saying, you know, based on TVL and other metrics, very not mid. So win
Yeah.
market cap follow, right?
Yeah, so its highest it's ever been was around 3 billion. So it's like 2/3 of the way there back to its all-time high. But what's more interesting is the TVL. It's almost at $1 billion.
Yeah. So those are typically good indications, right? Up and to the right TVL metrics. That means there's, you know,
Yeah.
there's liquidity inflows, but you got to keep in mind there is a lot of incentives to
Yeah,
do that. At this
airdrops.
Yeah, big major airdrop coming up, I think, within like the next couple of months. So
Yeah.
to be determined if this like pace of liquidity onboarding will sustain beyond that point or not. But that's kind of the point of like deep diving into these ecos because, you know, the clock's ticking. Something like some killer app or something needs to be developed and deployed, I think, before that time horizon
Yeah.
in order for like ecosystem to sustain.
Yeah,
right?
because the thesis is if you have a really fast blockchain and it's supposed to do all these things, well, that means that new apps should be able to be developed and leverage that new functionality. So, yeah, we're looking for those apps.
Yeah, now's the time to build them, right? Because liquidity has come in because it's incentivized to do so. But so within that like liquid environment and like, you know, proof of concept that this is a user-friendly chain,
Yeah.
you know, you're supposed to be able to produce a perfect storm type lightning in a bottle scenario, right? So
Yeah.
maybe that will happen. So over the next few months, we've got to keep our eyes peeled in case that happens, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so another token we talked about last time was Shadow as well, right?
Yeah, this is like their flagship DEX.
Yeah.
There are others like Metropolis,
Mhm.
and there are a few others out there in the Sonic ecosystem. But yeah, this one stands out as like the potential Aerodome, right?
Yeah.
Which is bases like flagship DEX. So.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean it's still there. It's still up and down doing its thing in these types of markets.
Yeah, you could consider that this is potentially entering a accumulation zone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which I think a lot of crypto kind of is. Definitely like everything is just kind of like in a
kind of wait and see.
waiting for see what Bitcoin does
Yeah.
type of environment, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and we got a current market cap of 25.8 million. All-time high was like 57 million, so 50% discounts here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, moving on. We got HeyAnon. This one's really interesting. We're going to get into here in a bit. But here's another one at 88 million. Its all-time high was 400 million. So we're down 70% plus.
Yeah, this is one of the darlings of the AI like wave we saw end of last year.
DeFAI.
Yeah, they coined the term DeFi, DeFi.
Yeah, they need to reboot that one.
Yeah, that might not be like the best thing that is attributed to this token, actually. Maybe it's like a detraction that they coined that one. But that is what it is. If you go on cookie.fun and stuff, that, you know, all the data aggregators, that is a category, at least for now.
Yeah.
It's the official category of artificial intelligence place in the DeFi landscape.
Correct, yeah.
Right.
Which, it gets really interesting. So let's take a look at this tweet here by Daniel. So this is the creator of HeyAnon. And he says, "Good morning. I've been busy testing our latest feature, conditional trailing stop loss. So this is a pretty traditional functionality within centralized exchanges.
Yeah.
Which is launching today. To make sure it's up to scratch, I put it through its paces through ultra high volatility scenarios, trading fresh meme coins on Binance chain.
Despite the BNB wave happening.
Right. This was the ultimate stress test for our current setup and highlighted how important speed is when you're in the thick of trading action. So here, our current architecture setup. Right now, we have an architecture that's all about safety, scalability, and reliability. 2 LLMs. They cross-check each other to ensure every prompt meets compliance standards before touching the Automate framework. And then that framework is perfect for big trades, DeFi strategies, major token swaps, and external wallets where security is everything. And then Task Manager stores trades prompts that kick in once specific market conditions are met. Great for safety, but adds around 5 to 10 seconds delay. So he's going pretty deep here onto his like technical stack to how this whole thing works.
Yeah, it seems like there's like a lot of, considerations, right? Because they're trying to appeal to the traders, right? Which, you know, these are the hyper user of crypto, right?
Yeah.
These are the guys peeled on the screen like 12 hours a day. So it would be nice to have some AI assistant in that realm, right?
Where so we can touch grass, right?
Yeah, and still maintain like because based on these commands that they're working on, right? You have to like know situational like application of them, right? It's like, I like this token for whatever reason, so I'm gonna propose a dollar cost averaging strategy over time for it.
Yeah,
it's like a low risk thing, right? And with this one over here, maybe it's more like targeted for some sort of speculative potential event within the next week or two. So I'm gonna tell my AI to be on the lookout for these types of like macro cues.
Yeah,
and then I'm gonna give it the thresholds of like what it can and cannot spend.
Yeah, so everything that you said, you have to have experience to be able to tell the AI to do that.
Yeah, so this isn't like normal everyday crypto user stuff.
No, I think the ultimate AI for DeFAI is going to be one that you sort of connect your wallet to, and it says, "Oh, I see you got a portfolio of let's say 50 grand. I can make the trades to double your portfolio in 6 months." And then it'll just do it. It'll get into things that you have never even heard of, and it'll just do it.
Essentially act as like your
trading
your wealth manager.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever it is like rich people have, right? Like, I wouldn't know. I don't have access to that kind of life.
Yeah.
Where people could just like increase my wealth over time for me.
And imagine wealth managers today who are human are not going to be as good as AI.
Yeah, I could definitely imagine that. But then if that's the case, then it's AI. These aren't humans that require like a baseline sustenance, right? So you can like mass apply this at scale.
Yeah, exactly.
But then like how do you have a market where like everybody's winning?
Everyone's a genius?
Yeah. You don't have that, right?
Yeah, I guess the bots are trading against each other. They're creating their own sentiments.
Yeah, right.
They're like flooding each other's bags.
Pretty much. And then you just have like a bot market, I guess.
Yeah.
And then we're just all
well, that's kind of like what the stock market is today, right? It's mostly trading bots. They're not AI though.
Yeah. So then I guess it just becomes like a highly competitive like race between who's stringing the LLMs together to like create the most competitive AI bots, right? Because, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. That's some sort of new layer or tier of, I guess, like game theory will play out over time with that.
Yeah, and so I do invite you guys to read this tweet thread here, but even more important is this article by Daniel again. AI trading with DeFAI. Welcome to the next era of on-chain automation. And it goes pretty in depth here on just how it works, but what's the different use cases that you can apply this to. So for example, it says when a coin hits 50% profits, sell half, use trailing stop at 2x ATR on the remainder and exit fully when it hits 300%. And so this is literally a text message that you send to your AI, and it'll just automate the whole thing for you.
Yeah, this is actually an incredibly useful tool because just in that scenario alone, if you don't have like something that's objective as like an artificial intelligence, like executing on these actions and like you're leaving it up to yourself.
Oh yeah.
That's where you let like your stupid part of your brain like govern your decisions. And it's like, oh, something's up 300%. It's going to go up forever. Yeah. So I'm never going to sell this. I'm going to hodl.
Yeah.
Because everybody else on Twitter is telling me to hodl. This is going to be the next Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And then you round trip it to zero.
Yeah.
That's like a very common occurrence in the human,
experience.
Human experience. But yeah, if you can like, if the AI like knows like this is the most sensible strategy, like at all times, no matter what the scenario is.
Yeah.
You'll probably have a higher ROI over time, like collectively.
Yeah, 100%.
Your like trading careers,
Yeah, I can see, today with human markets, you can get 300%, but maybe with like AI markets, you probably won't get 300% just because the AI, all the AIs are thinking the same thing. Is like, I'm going to short this. It could go to 300%, but I'm going to sell it at 100%.
Could be.
And then all the other AIs are doing the same thing, and then all of a sudden you're getting 10% at best.
That's true. Yeah, it's like the removal of like human exuberance from the market. It's like pure rationality.
Yeah.
It probably dampers like the volatility of it, which is definitely not as fun.
Yeah, correct.
It's not as exciting.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, at least we get to go touch grass again, right? That's the whole end game here.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, if you can make 10% like on a weekly basis, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. If you're trading like $100,000 and you're making 10% on a week, that's pretty good.
Yeah, but then you miss out on like I can make like a 10x.
But that's every week
in like 12 hours if I'm paying attention and I'm like DJing.
Yeah, but that's in the human market. That's a human market.
Yeah, I know. That's what we're in right now. So that's what we're all looking for, I guess.
All right. So going deeper here, there's dollar cost average in strategies and out, volatility based on dollar cost averaging, portfolio based, and there's all kinds of strategies. Basically, you tell the AI what kind of strategy you want to adopt for a particular token. You just type it out in English, and it'll do it.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see all this stuff roll out because we're already seeing like BankerBot and like Clinker and such doing so well on Base. Like people like interfacing with these AI like social assistants, just to do the most basic of functions, right? Literally like buy, sell, and swap, or buy, sell, and transfer. Like that's even with that alone, like there's quite a lot of evidence of like traction and adoption. So like once all these like much more advanced like features I guess get implemented across the board, I mean crypto Twitter is gonna look pretty fucking crazy. Everyone's just gonna be like voice commanding like nonstop these AI assistants, right?
I wonder what the percentage split is gonna be from private AI where you just like text it all day versus public tweets to do the same thing. I wonder if there's going to be like a huge percentage that do a lot of private transactions versus public, because public could be deemed as like transparent, and
I think it definitely does. I think it attributes to like the value of like a token.
Yeah.
At least the launch and like initial distributions and stuff.
Sure.
I think that's pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
That helps a little bit.
Yeah. So what you were talking about earlier is risk management, advanced logic, right? So that's where that croc brain really takes over, and the AI will help mitigate that.
Yes, finally, dude.
Yeah, dynamic position sizing, Kelly criterion integration. So some of this stuff I've never even heard of, but the AI will do it. But nonetheless, in order for the AI to execute this strategy, you need to know about it. So time-based event exits and transforming decentralized finance. So it goes pretty deep, and this is a pretty long article, but I do recommend you guys read it. And Daniel, I mean, he's got how many followers? Almost 300,000, dude.
Yeah, so he's one of the leading voices in this like movement, right? There are others, like we said, BankerBot and remember the Emblem Vault team they're building, Agent Hustle, which is also implementing a lot of these different features on their AI agents. So this is going to become pretty systemic, but yeah, right now it's while the market is quiet and kind of like in its lull. Yeah, it's definitely like figuring out who's actually building this core infrastructure for like the future. I mean, it's a big deal, right?
Yeah. I was gonna, going back to the charts here, we get a lot of comments asking us how to buy these tokens.
Okay.
And
yeah, I can imagine, especially because we hippity hop from chain to chain, right? It gets kind of confusing at times.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the way that we look at it is, if you're really interested, you'd go and figure it out. It's not the most complex thing, but if you're completely new to crypto, it's probably the most complicated thing you'll ever do.
For sure. Yeah, and typically, so I guess this is like a whole video in itself, but we bring up Dex Screener in most of our videos for a reason, because this is where you source the contract address, and if you know what that is. Yeah,
so here's the contract address, here's the pair, here's the actual token, and so you want the token or the pair. The pair on Dex is the token if you want to look it up on Dex Screener.
It's really easy. Just scroll to the top, though, here. Like right there, at the very top above the logo, HeyAnon.
Yeah, right here.
Well, right there, the little copy icon next to Anon.
Right here.
You literally just click that, copies the contract address, and then use your preferred like wallet aggregator. Typically, it's Phantom these days because they basically have most of the chains there.
Yeah. Also, be careful too, because you may land on a HeyAnon account or Dex Screener page. That's fake. It's the incorrect one. It's the fake one.
Yeah, so that you need to have like a sensibility of like, typically the correct ones are the ones with the most volume, but not always the case. Sometimes, there's been instances where like copycats can pull off quite the ruse, and then they have a higher volume somehow, and people they ape in, they don't even know.
Yeah, correct.
Especially when the market's like in a higher velocity state, right?
Yeah,
these things happen frequently. So
so obviously, there is a lot of stuff that goes into actually buying the correct token, but we advise never to buy anything. Look into it, do your own research, have conviction in what you're doing, and then do with it what you will.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on. So we talked about the Daniel article. Here's this one, Ape.Win. It says by Yaki?
Yeah, Yaki. That's
okay.
Fine.
It says, in the space where almost every meme coin rug pulls its holders within its first hour of launch, a novel meme platform has emerged built by, look who it is, Daniel again.
He's back at it again, dude.
Yeah, launched on Sonic. The platform secures long-term development for every meme project, requiring them to bribe users to incentivize voting. Users have a chance to earn airdrops by actively participating in on-chain activities, and with a bit of luck, this introduces a gameplay mechanic where apes always win. Apes.Win is a meme coin competition platform based on a dual token system. Bananas used for in-game activities like voting on memes and rolling dice. Coin, the native in-game token, and used to purchase bananas and list meme winners.
Yeah, so essentially what we're talking about here, lads, is another meme platform. Believe it or not.
Yeah, and with its own unique spin. Right? We haven't seen this before.
Yeah, but if you're trying to like think of iterations of new unique spins to meme launch pads, you would veer to the expectation like the level, the degree of degeneracy would only increase over time.
Yeah,
this is a good
example
showcase of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So how does it work? Essentially, you gamble your way up to being basically an influencer, a voting influencer in the ecosystem for a particular token.
Basically a market maker in a sense.
Yeah. Yeah, so you have a list of tokens that are looking to launch within the 69-hour time frame. And so then, tokens try to launch, and then the game is to vote for the token, right, as a user of the platform. Yeah. And you have voting power based on rolling dice.
Well, yeah, I guess if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Because you have to successfully roll dice to increase your balance of banana, right?
Yeah.
Which is essentially the voting power. So the way you get these bananas and coins, which you convert to bananas, I think like every 6 hours they just distribute crates at random to the users, and you open these things up. Then you have the optional thing. I'm just gonna hold what I accrue, or I can gamble.
Yeah, vote with what I accrue, or gamble that
to increase my
multiply it.
Yeah, so there's some. So just 2x. All I have to do is like roll even numbers, right?
Yeah, even numbers on a 2x, odd numbers on a die, lose your bet, and then 69 rolls, 654 or 663, 10x your bet.
Wow, that's a nice one.
Yeah, and rolling the same number on all three die, lose your total bet. And then triple sixes, lose your entire bananas balance.
The whole thing.
Holy crap.
Everything, dude. Everything you've worked for or held for. If all of a sudden you get this itch, it's like, dude, I got to play some dice. I just feel like doing it.
So I guess you got to play to mitigate that disaster, right? So you kind of like separate your balances and gamble, but then you're just going for the win.
You're not actually gambling at that point, dude.
Yeah,
you're not playing to win. Yeah.
Right.
So that is the novelty here, right? It's like it's a different mechanic, right? Where Pump.fun is like completely open and like free system, right? Where you just create a ticker and launch the damn thing. Here it's like a little bit more of like an initial community, like a viability
kickstart
stage. Yeah, because you got to compete. You got to like, I don't know, generate like interest before the thing even becomes tradable, right?
Yeah. So this is definitely degenerate, and I guess it's sort of aligned with what's going on in the market. So this is the platform, by the way. This is what it looks like. Yeah.
So this is where the origins begin. But yeah, I think like their first like 69-hour period happened over the weekend, and they're in like the intermediary phase between, the top three winners. Who are they?
So the most votes given here, 101 million. So it's Banana X, Ender, and then Useless Coin.
Useless Coin, perfect.
Yeah,
that's the coin I want, dude. The most useless of them all. That's the most potentially valuable in my eyes.
Yeah, I got 42 million banana token votes.
Okay, so then now it's like, okay, the system or the process is to get these things paired, I guess, against the coin token, and then if they do well enough, eventually they'll get paired against Sonic, and like have true maturity at that point, kind of like multiple bonding stage scenario. So
yeah,
very interesting, very degen, like you said, very I guess unique to Sonic, which I think is important. Every chain needs their their ethos, right? You can't just copy what's being done on Solana.
Agreed. Yeah, because it's not going to work. You got to bring in something different.
100%.
So like you were saying, Ape.Win season number 1 has officially ended. We're now taking the next 24 hours to clear things up behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, dude.
Before launching the winning coins.
I wonder what happened back there.
Yeah. It's like dead bodies, dude. We got to clean this up.
Yeah.
This includes preparing LPs infrastructure and ensuring smooth transition to the next phase. We are making key improvements to enhance the experience for both new and existing users. After an intense, unpredictable battle, results are in Banana X and the 3 tokens. Snapshot has been taken, and yes, we're doing an airdrop to reward early supporters and strengthen the meme coin. So one thing we forgot to mention is if you voted for these, you get a token allocation to the tokens.
Yeah, as you would expect. So if you happen to vote for the winning memes, then that's essentially how you're going to receive like a distributed allocation. So yeah, it's different, like gamified experience, I guess. But at the end result of all this is more meme coins, dude. But this time produced on Sonic, right? By Sonic.
Ape.Fun, dude.
It's Apes.Win. At least that changed. At least for moving beyond just not fun. We want to win. Yeah. We don't want to just have fun. We want to win over here.
Makes sense.
I like it. I like the evolution.
Upgrades.
That's right.
All right, that's it for us. If you guys find anything on Sonic that you want us to talk about that is interesting, definitely let us know. And same goes with any other blockchain as well. I appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.
Peace.